I'm at least trying to fully memorize my syllables.
Okay.
Just the way he said it was like,
They said
It's a very nice thing. It's supposed to volunteer people, but they play with the
So it's like nice. So they're really, it keeps them connected without having to
They met some
we're gonna like have our duets.
stay in their house.
Try that. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Well, because it was going to be built done next year. It's kind of like
Yeah. Right, so it's a good year.
well, it wasn't in the partnership. So she called me.
We do need someone to shout out. There's a boy crossing the barricades.
Like memory impaired or nursing.
They're just building. They're building one.
Oh, I thought you meant like cemetery.
Already know.
Phase 3 of it. So phase 1 they're moving in now. Phase 2 is a year from now.
Oh, okay.
She put down the and then when I said, well, this summer she needs to
She's supposed to look like a young boy. Because she's dressed up like a tomboy. So like
She's got a lot on her mind. She shouldn't have to worry.
amongst the men.
It sounds like she's gonna.
she will do what she does.
The harsh soldiers of the French.
schedule the weather.
Yeah, oh I know. They said they might cancel.
Well, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No, but that's good.
Starting
And something's just like it's been.
And then another, yeah, and then another 3 after that, like later in the afternoon. Yeah, they keep changing.
Right. So
We have one.
I have one sister and 2 brothers.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And we're, no.
So one son is in Washington. Not far from here.
Are you coming to the thing tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, you said that. Ah, no one has it. No one has it.
Right.
That's a lot. So it's not
I have one solo, so I want to be there.
Just like that.
That's all it is.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
So like not my style. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That's terrible.
I wanted to do.
Right, we're supposed to be taking care of it.
Oh
Mother
yeah.
would be like,
Anthony's really low. Doing that. And they think really low. For
oh,
she's a soprano. She's definitely a soprano. I tried to get
that's what he said?
what's that story?
Strong feeling.
So far,
One hand, one heart.
so far from me.
That day is
Yeah, I think she really didn't.
Being separated. Do you think we have rehearsed all this language? Oh, well, that sounds lovely. My friend from Israel is going to be here on Monday. It's like my one day I can see him, so I'm hoping. We'll see. Otherwise, I might be sick. I don't know.
Basically every time you send it. We're worried about that sound.
Really?
My friends have never done that.
Wow. We're gonna have to tell them. Tell them we didn't talk to their cousin enough.
So, but they can't see it. If they can't see it, they'll just tell them.
They get literally do other ones. When I go to their beach house. I think in the harbor. That's normally when you see them
Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear me, Rabbi Steinbrink? Yes? Okay, good. Shabbat Shalom and welcome. So nice to have all of you gathered. So nice to have our mixed choir. And we are so delighted that Erin Besser is with us.
She'll be in momentarily.
She'll be in
She's finishing
momentarily.
up the Play-Doh experience.
Great. And you all missed the Play-Doh experience. So mark your calendar for next year. We are going to begin on page 128 with the singing of Shabbat Hamalka, Shabbat the Queen.
Shabbat Hamalka.
At the top of page 124. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all of humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us. as we lift our hearts in prayer. We welcome Shabbat into our hearts, into our lives with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, beginning on pages 120, 121, and then we'll continue with Kiddush. And we are delighted to have Riley Rand with us, who will be celebrating his bar mitzvah tomorrow, to lead us in those prayers. You're up, big guy.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim melech ha'olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu lehadlikner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, those who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon hinchalanu, zikaron lema'aseh v're'eshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikre'e kodesh, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Ve'otam Yokedashta, Nikohanim, Yishabbat Koshecha, Be'ahava u'ratzon, Hinchaltam.
Shabbat Shalom. Off to a beautiful start. We continue on page 140 with a beautiful song from Psalm 92, Tzaddik Kat. Oh, sorry, page 138. I thought it was just changing. Oh, sorry.
That was.
Keeping me on my toes. Page 138, we're still welcoming Shabbat as we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, b'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei לחדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך אדוני פני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך אדוני נוני, אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 9, בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך אדוני נוני, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And now we continue on page 140 with Psalm 92 with the word Tzadika. Tomorrow you will find them on the indented portion about 2/3 of the way down.
So this month, February, celebrates Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Accessibility, and Inclusion Month, also known as JDAME, which is much easier to say and remember. And we, here at Mainline Reform, we honor the values of inclusivity and belonging each and every day. One of the ways that we have done this, and I shared this a few weeks ago when we had about 200 guests visiting from the ECE RJ conference, and I just want to make note of it again, that as we are coming to our call to worship, a moment where, as we have been saying now for several months, right, we invite you to rise as is your that best fits the needs of your both spiritual and physical needs. But one of the things that over the last few years you may have noticed, I'm sure you all remember the bulletin article. Just kidding. Thank you for laughing at that, Rabbi. That when we really sort of returned from full lockdown, that whoever is leading, our immediate shaliach tzibor, our immediate prayer leader, is no longer doing the traditional turning to the ark. And one of the ways, again, that we live the value here of creating space of belonging is to not leave our friends at home out of the loop by turning our back to them. So if you see tonight, if you see every week, that during the Baruchu, my colleagues here are facing the ark, and I am facing our friends at home. It's because we really strive to make sure that we are not excluding anybody, even from the most minute details of not turning our back to the camera, to the inclusion courtesy cart that we have in the audio room, to meeting our needs however we best can. So with that, I remind you that I am facing the camera, and we invite you to rise as best fits your spiritual and physical needs for our call to worship, page 146.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We continue together blessing God's creation on 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. In the spirit of J-Dame Shabbat that Cantor so beautifully shared with us, there's an additional blessing for creation this evening called Created in Your Image, a blessing for inclusion. Makor HaChaim, source of life. You created human beings in your image, B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us a unique creation, genetic material that holds a neshama, a soul that is pure. Our bodies and our minds are different and diverse creations, full of strengths and vulnerabilities, talents, challenges, abilities, struggles. Some of us born into our bodies needing help to move, to see, to hear, to talk, to eat. Some of us will take our bodies and minds for granted until they change with age, reminding us there are times when we all need support. The human body is a vessel that we can see, but deeper, what is constant and in common among us all is the unseen, the souls that you have placed within us. Makor HaChaim, source of light, help us to encounter one another as that pure soul created in your image, that we see ourselves and one another as B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God. And now we sing our praise of God with the words of Shema, page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
We'll continue chanting Ve'ahavta together on page 154. Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Let's join together on page 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Sometimes we feel confined to the narrow path between what we feel and what others see, between what we know and what others don't know, between our abilities and what we think others expect of us. Our tradition tells us that despite appearances, lev yodea marat nafsho, the heart knows the bitterness of its own soul. Let us rise in strength and spirit, because we are the best arbiters of our choices. We know more than anyone else the bitterness, the joys, the pain, and the triumphs of our bodies and spirits. When we enter narrow straits, may we harness the courage that resides in us daily. May we be liberated by the expanse of our gifts, the gifts of humility, compassion, and inspiration that the world gains when we bring it to our whole selves. We join together in our song of redemption, our song of freedom, Micha Mocha, page 158.
אדוני יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
On page 160, we continue with Hashkivenu, our prayer for shelter from life's storms.
Hashkivenu Adonai,
Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomrenu Lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu Shomrenu
We take a moment now to think of all of those in our families, our circles of friends, our community in need of healing. Healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of mind. We pray for the speedy healing and comfort of Devorah Kayla Bat Fruma, Fagel Bat Rezes, Eileen Berger, Ellen Brodkin, Bernie Bronstein, Mel Claver, Coran Davidson, Andrea Finkelstein, Barry Fireman, Fred McKenna, David Meltzer, Roz Schwartz, Bob Seeley, Cynthia Thorne, and Samantha Tratner. We turn to page 371 as we continue with Misha Barach, our prayer for healing. On page 164, our service continues with Tefillah, our central prayer. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, Umevii geula livnei bneihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibur le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav le'hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Tzomech noflim v'rafei cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, U'midom elach, Melech meimit u'mechayeh, U'matmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Let's join together on the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. And now we offer our modim, we offer our thanks to God as we continue together at the top of page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. And now on page 178, we offer a prayer for peace. Shalom Rav. That abundant peace may find us, all Israel, and all the world.
Shalom, Yatahu Melech Adon, Leho HaShalom, Shalom.
We take a moment now for personal prayers and quiet meditations.
ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך, כמוך. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך. Our days be lighter. How could the heart feel? How might the lands get wider if we loved like that? Really loved like that. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך, כמוך. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך. Who could be saved? How might the world be softer? Who could your heart heal? What is the gift you'd offer if we loved like that?
ואהבת
ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך, כמוך. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, לרעך כמוך, כמוך. How would the world look?
As we mentioned, tonight, this month, actually, throughout the Jewish community, we are honoring Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Accessibility, and Inclusion Month. And we are so honored tonight to be joined by our very special speaker, Erin Beezer, who many of you know from the community. I will say she has many titles. She wears many hats. The tiniest hat is the wife of our dear friend and colleague, Rabbi Ethan Witkowski from Beth Hillel. But in addition to wearing that hat, Erin is a member of the team at Jewish Learning Venture. She's a member of the team at Barrack Day School in Bryn Mawr. She is the founder and CEO of Aduma Do Play Events, which some of you joined us. Actually, the one person who really joined us, she went to go find food. I don't know where she went. We were in the housing experimenting and playing with the dough, and Erin is really a gift in our community, a teacher and a leader, and we are just so honored to have you joining us tonight. So, Erin Beezer.
You cantor. I feel the same way about you and our collegialship, and the participation of Cantor Rudnick and on behalf of Mainline Reform Temple in the consortium is important to note. That's where we first met, the consortium of organizations that focus specifically on inclusion and access in the Jewish community. So you all should be very proud and grateful to her for inviting me to speak. Shabbat Shalom. How are we doing? I'm honored to be here, and that was a little bit about me, but I'd actually want to speak tonight about the difference between facts and truth. In this moment of deep fakes, misinformation, and a public distrust of science and academia, it has never felt more important to accurately represent the facts. Facts are important, but there's a difference between facts and truth. February, as you heard, is Jewish Disability Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. The other A, that's a good one too. We got to add that one too, all the A's. This is a fact. It's a fun fact. It was established in 2009 by the Jewish Special Education International Consortium, a group of advocates, individuals with disabilities, and professionals to raise awareness of the mandate for inclusion in the Jewish community. Just a few more facts. It is widely estimated that 1 in 4 people have a disability, and the 2025 report on disability and belonging in Jewish life, recently released by Matan, a national organization that focuses on Jewish accessibility in the community, reported that 1 in 5 American Jews has been denied access to full participation in the Jewish community. So that's sad. But what do we do with these facts? They're a critical start. We change the language on our membership forms. We install the ramps and the right buttons. We literally put up the signs at wheelchair height too. These facts are the signals to the world that we care about inclusion. We care about removing actual physical barriers to full participation and full belonging. But we know that we can hang all the right signs, and they still won't bring us any closer to understanding the truth about inclusion, of accessibility, of belonging. When I started my job at Jewish Learning Venture just 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I felt wholly unqualified. Who am I to work in the disability space? I've worked in Jewish education for 20 years, in almost every kind of Jewish space: Hebrew schools, summer camp, day schools, not-for-profits, but never in disability access. Would I use the right language, or would I offend someone? Would I know enough to be helpful? Where would I even start? But Madeleine L'Engle, a great author of The Wrinkle in Time books and many others, wrote that God hardly ever chooses the most qualified prophet. God prefers to choose, actually, the unqualified prophet, which is what I try to remind myself whenever I try something new. So I began to listen and learn, first and most of all, to the people with lived experience of disability, to the people providing that direct service day in and day out. And it has been the most beautiful and extraordinary journey that I've ever been on in my life. And I've met the most amazing people, a lot of whom work here in Mainline Reform Temple or in Philadelphia. And I have learned that while facts matter tremendously, the truth matters more. Over and over again, people with disabilities have told me it is not just the physical barriers that keep our communities inaccessible. It is a mindset. It is the way we think and talk about disability that is gatekeeping the access to our communities. So here are some of the truths I have learned about disability. Ableism hurts all of us. Ableism is a system of belief that teaches us from the time we are very young that our bodies are only as good as what they are able to produce. It's a belief that lies deep in most cultures, but especially Western culture, that our bodies should ideally look perfect. Ableism shows up in Jewish texts by insisting that the priests shouldn't have any physical differences, that people with disabilities aren't technically obligated to perform mitzvot because they lack the ability or the understanding to take it seriously. At the same time that the Torah implores us not to put a stumbling block in front of the person who is blind or torment someone who is deaf, and that we're all made in the image of God, we receive an explicit message that when it comes to service in the Holy Temple, all bodies should look the same, and that sameness should be whole, without deficit, and that's what holiness looks like. It's a confusing contradiction, and it begs for interpretation, interpretations that span the generations and could fill a college seminar in and of themselves, which I promise I would love to do, but we can't stop there. We have to wave and keep driving. But whether we have a disability or not, ableism hurts all of us because it makes us afraid to get sick, afraid to be a burden, afraid to ask for help when we're hurt because our society isn't set up to support us and the people who would take care of us. Ableism makes us afraid to get an answer wrong or be different. It makes us afraid to eat. It makes us afraid to age. And it, above all, makes us afraid to have a disability. It's something that we're all a little afraid of, if we're being honest. So this is the truth about disability, and it's this truth that we have to surface and talk about, perhaps even more than the signposts that signal that we're being inclusive. Because until we change the way we think and talk about disability, inclusion will be considered charity, tzedakah, or chesed, an extraordinary act of kindness, instead of the moral mandate and the mitzvah, the communal obligation that it is. So I think we need a new lens to understand accessibility, new values to emphasize. Not that there's anything wrong with the old ones. The old ones are great, but Tselem Elohim, we're all made in the image of God, Hachnasat Orchim, welcoming guests and welcoming the stranger. These are the classic scriptural values that have animated the Jewish community for hundreds of years. They've led us to activism, to actions, to bending the arc and moving the needle. But they're not enough, because they emphasize the inclusion of the other, the assumption that there's the main character of an us who is welcoming to the them. Instead, we need a framework of belonging that emphasizes the construction of a community that expects difference, that celebrates difference, and understands that difference is divine intention and divine design. You can believe we are all made b'tselem Elohim in your heart, but there isn't anything to do about it. But the Mishkan that we read about in the Torah this week is the desert sanctuary that the people are commanded to build. Va'asuli mikdash, make for me, for God, a sanctuary so that I may dwell among them. Each person, all people, are commanded equally to bring a gift, to harness their unique strengths, to make the space even more magnificent, even more holy, and even more whole than we could have possibly imagined. It is not about an us including a them. It is all of us building together, alongside each other, recognizing that the work of belonging belongs to all of us. But wait, anyone who has ever almost gotten divorced over putting together a piece of IKEA furniture can tell you it's not that simple. To build a community for all of us means navigating and balancing a tremendous amount of differing and often competing needs. It means going a little slower to make sure we're all going together. It means actively seeking out the people in our community who haven't been understood yet and saying to them, help me understand how you experience the world. I thought I would need to be totally qualified to do this work, to show up with solutions, with all the answers. It turns out I just needed to understand the question. It's only when we keep asking the right questions that we begin to articulate an answer that is rooted in truth. February is for asking the hard questions. The 2025 Report on Disability and Belonging and Jewish Life is clear. The Jewish community needs to do better to build access into the rhythm and fabric of daily Jewish communal life. Do you serve on a board or run a business? How does your organization ensure accessibility and inclusion for people with disabilities? How are individuals with disabilities represented in your program design and leadership? How do we increase leadership roles held by people with disabilities in our communities? Or do we have clear inclusion objectives for each department, education, communications, facilities, HR, and programs? I bet there's a lot of amazing work the Mainline Reform is already doing in this area. Whether or not something is a priority in your organization is reflected in your budget. The Jewish community has a moral mandate to build a collective Jewish future that works for all of us. But we have to live these values by committing actual budget dollars to ensure that accommodations can be made to support those who need them. The demographics of the Jewish community are shifting. Whether you are tracking what is widely called the silver tsunami or the increased diagnosis rates of autism, disability access is an issue impacting every area of the Jewish community. If we prioritize access now, history has proven that it will benefit the majority of Jews eventually. We need to keep learning new language because our words matter. In our sacred tradition, the entire world was created with words. The words we use can open up a world of access or shut down the opportunity to learn and grow. When we only change our words, the world doesn't change very much. Yet when our language stays stuck in past myths about disability, it doesn't help us uphold stronger cultural values, tell a better story, find a better truth. The facts matter tremendously, but the truth matters more. February is just the signpost, an opportunity to check the signs and remind ourselves to follow where they lead. February is a reminder to rededicate ourselves to the work of accessibility, not just in February, but all year long. March 1st is coming. Let's get to work. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Erin, for those inspiring and meaningful words, and they will stay with us definitely into March. And Cantor will make sure for the rest of the year. Our service returns now to page 586 as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol la'ateit gedula li'aseh breshit shelo asar k'vayeh ha'aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifted Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'nemar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo
Page 595. Yesh kochavim she'aram magia arza, rak ha'asher him atzmam avdu ve'enam. There are stars up above so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. So it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, These are the ways we remember. So it is that we think of the stars that have brightened our lives as we remember those for whom we are in Shloshim, remembering Louis Bloch and Gerald Marx, and those lights that have guided us and whose memories we mourn at this season in years past, remembering Matthew David Adler, Ashley Engert, Isaac Bayless, Terrence Barrett, Edward Bell, Mel Bergman, Erwin Bleeden, Stephen Blyer, Fanny Baumsey, Anna Browdy, Martin Browdy, Sheldon Cardonic, Marcia Chenetz, Sidney A. Cooper, Ann Dickerman. We remember David Dubin, Bernice Finkelstein, Barbara Frank, Fern Glansrock, Shelley R. Golden, Emmanuel Goodman, Theodore H. Gordon, Louis Gordon, Max Gordon, Evelyn Graybov, Blanche Katzgraf, Diane Greatzer, Harold Grossman, Eugene Kleeman, Richard Klein, Carol Koppelman, Gertrude Levy, Carol London, Clarence Lovich, Helen MacArthur. And we remember Jonathan Jacob McLean, Nettie Meadow, Florence Nathans, Sidney Nissinger, Betty Oldstein, Ethel Blatt Rose, Alan Solkind, Richard Scheinfield, Robert Scheinfield, Robert C. Schwartz, Dorothy Siegel, Barry Siegel, Michael Seidelman, Michael Shohat, Tilly Scher, Howard Silverman, Max Simon, Harold Snyder, Samuel Soffer, Paul Soltoff, Gene Spitzer, Herbert M. Toplin, Herbert Waxman, Harry Weinberg, Louis Weinstock, Leslie Weiser, Samuel Walensky, Edward Williams, Natalie Wolfson, Alexander User Zuckman. Zichanam Livrachad, may their memories be an eternal blessing to us and to our people as we continue on page 598 and rise for the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Bialma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'amei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tishbechata v'nechamata, Damiran b'alma v'imru, Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Osei shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the holy, blessed one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. And together we say, Amen. Amen. Please be seated, except for the lovely, the talented, and the long-awaited Helene Erlich Cohen.
Shabbat Shalom. And thank you to our clergy, to Dr. Ari Sussman, to the amazing mixed choir. You were fabulous tonight. And to our speaker, Erin Besser, Director of Disability Access at the Jewish Learning Venture and CEO of Avodoma Do Play Events for joining us tonight. I want to call your attention to some exciting upcoming programs and special events. Join Rabbi Newberg at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for Torah study. Torah study will be in person and on Zoom. It's not there, so I have to think. Join us, thinking is hard. Join us on Sunday at 4:30, an afternoon filled with your musical theater favorites performed by the MLRT Kahila, accompanied by Dr. Ari Sussman. The MLRT Beer and Wine Social Club will gather after the concert at the temple. Check your email for any weather updates. I'm praying that it does not snow. Okay. Grab your popcorn to discuss Frankenstein. It is on Netflix, and we will be doing that with Rabbi Newberg on Zoom Monday the 23rd at 8 o'clock for our Keeping It Real. Our Synagogue Purim Carnival will be on Sunday, March the 1st. Our ECE families are invited at 9 a.m., and our religious school families are welcome at 11 a.m. We promise an out-of-this-world good time for all. Registration is available online. And not to forget, on Monday, March 2nd, at 7 o'clock is the adult-only Purim festivities. There will be food, fun, the Megillah, choose the route you want to go, and we hope that all the adults in this room and online will join us, and the registration is open for that too. Save the date for our next Mainline Speaker Series with Dr. Zeke Emanuel on Tuesday, March the 3rd. Dr. Emanuel is an oncologist, bioethicist, and author of Eat Your Ice Cream, 6 Simple Rules for a Long and Healthy Life. Tickets are on sale now. Please join us on Sunday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. for our MLRT annual meeting. I want to say Mazel Tov to the Rand family as Riley celebrates his bar mitzvah tomorrow. You will find complete information about our upcoming programs in the bulletin, e-news, and on our website. Wishing everyone a peaceful week. And by the way, a big shout out to the USA women's hockey team. Woo! Go Worlds! Shabbat Shalom.
Especially the goalie who crushed it in the Winter Olympics and is Jewish. Our closing song this evening is not in your prayer book, but you will know it because we sing it, and it is very reflective of our theme of this evening about building a better world for one and all. Olam Chesed Yibaneh.
Olam Chesed Yibaneh. If we build, and if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love. Olam chesed, olam chesed yibaneh. Olam chesed yibaneh.
Please rise for our closing blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. May you be reminded of your inherent holiness, for you were created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. May you feel enveloped by the sacred energy of the universe. May you be included, celebrated, and honored, not just this month, but every month. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'hunecha. May God's light shine upon you and favor you. May Or HaChaim, the light of life, course through you, filling you from within. May Shekhinah, the indwelling presence, accompany you on your journey. May Hamakom, the place, help you feel a sense of home and hope. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's countenance be raised towards you and grant you peace. May others treat you with respect, kindness, dignity, and true allyship. May this month of being centered encourage pride in your identity, self-discovery, and solidarity. May you experience moments not only of shalom, of peace, but also of shlemut, wholeness. Ken yehi ratzon. May it be so. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you all.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Great to sing next to you guys tonight.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Jess. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.